guys, so I wanted this video to be a little bit different from my other social work videos, to be just a little bit different from my typical work day vlog or social work vlogs, because I wanted to give you a little bit more background on what I was doing. So I wanted to take the time out to just kind of explain to you guys how my day was and give you a synopsis in a sense of what my day typically looks like, or we're just gonna go over today because that's as much as I can comprehend at this moment. But like I said, I was covering for my coworker. So we typically will split the patients. So initially, when the patients come into our clinic for prenatal care, we do a consult and an assessment with them. So throughout the duration of their pregnancy, as they come for prenatal care, we usually meet with them each and every visit. And so they meet with the same social worker each time that they come, and that just builds the relationship, builds good rapport. We're able to recall that patient and remember them instead of having 50 different people, on our mind, and their needs are not being met or things are being missed. And so that also allows the medical team to know which social worker to address certain things or issues or complaints or questions with, that they know where they can just go to. So it's a lot easier that way to assign ourselves to a patient. We take turns doing that. So typically we get about 2 new patients a day. And so one of us will take a new patient in the morning and one of us will take a new patient in the afternoon. So for instance, there are some circumstances where a patient may come 36 weeks in her pregnancy, 39 weeks. You will be surprised how many women that we get later on in pregnancy who are only able to make it to their prenatal appointments maybe once or twice, maybe 3 times tops, that we maybe have not been able to meet with them, because usually those patients have high blood pressure, or they need to be induced, or there's another issue that needs to be addressed. And sometimes we don't meet with them on the first visit, that initial visit, because that visit is just so long, meeting with all the providers, getting all the medical history. And so we typically try to aim to meet with them on their second visit. So there are times where we don't even meet with them until they're in the hospital and they've already delivered. It was a lot of what happened this week. We had a lot of one-timers, or a few timers that came a few times to our clinic for prenatal care and then they delivered. One came about 32 weeks into her pregnancy, and she had her first ultrasound. She had her first prenatal visit at 32 weeks. And my sonographer is like, "You're pregnant with twins." So it's it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to me that that patient was just like, "What? I'm pregnant with twins?" And we're like, yeah, this is why it's so important to get prenatal care, guys, so that you know what's going on. Just because you feel your baby move, or that you know that you're pregnant, you took a pregnancy test and you can physically feel and see differences, that does not mean that there's a healthy baby. That does not mean that there's just one singleton in there. So you'll be shocked. And so we had a lot of that going on. And then we had a lot of moms deliver also in the same week. So in the last 2 weeks, we've had probably more than half of our patients deliver. They were supposed to be spread out throughout the month, but of course babies come early. Sometimes when they need to be induced, sometimes there's other medical issues that cause for a C-section. And so we expect some patients will deliver early and some will deliver a little bit past their due date, but most of the time our patients do deliver early because there's a lot of substances involved and other high-risk pregnancy issues that need to be addressed that might cause a lot more damage if we wait too long than it would benefit to keep the baby and the mom together. So we had a lot of deliveries over the last 2 weeks, and today I was just following up with a lot of Children's Division. We had another delivery today. I had to do a Children's Division report. So that looks like me making the report, me getting a call from the Children's Division worker that's assigned to the case, giving them all of the medical information, and then following up with the patient and letting them know about the Children's Division worker, who it is, what to kind of expect moving forward. I also had to go to the NICU and deliver some power of attorney documents for medical decisions, as one of my moms just up and left. So we had two moms actually end up delivering and then leaving, which I would never suggest or encourage that, just because these babies need so much love and we can't do skin to skin, and making sure that that baby is getting that skin to skin, getting that physical touch and getting their needs met. And so when our parents leave and don't say anything, like two of our moms just like kind of left on 2 different days, they don't even know each other, but it happens a lot more than you probably think. So it's just all kind of like sometimes a lot to like keep track of everybody. So like I said, I've had multiple moms in the hospital, I have multiple babies, I have twins, and then I have a lot of singletons over at the hospital, and some go back from the NICU into the nursery, and from the nursery into the NICU. And so it's a constant change that you have to keep up. And then on top of having all of the patients in the hospital, I had to also manage our clinic. And luckily we had a half a day, but that meant that we had to get a lot of patients in a short amount of time in the morning. And so we just had every like half an hour a patient. So about 8 patients throughout the day scheduled, I believe, maybe 8 to 10 patients we had scheduled. And so because my coworker is not there and my other coworker is working remote, I had to manage all of the patients today by myself. And not only that clinic, the clinic that I'm primarily working at and contracted for, but I also am contracted to like occasionally help and pop over at the clinic. So one of the nurse practitioners called me at that clinic and was like, I really need you to see one of these patients in person. Okay guys, I am on my way over to the clinic, the other clinic that I work at, to go meet with a patient who's having some difficulty, a lot of situational problems that we need to address before she's left to go home. So I'm going over there to talk to her now. And yeah. And she's really struggling, and I think that she would benefit from social work services and resources and referrals. And so I had to make a decision. When I have my MD in the back of me, literally I'm on the phone trying to make a PCP appointment, primary care appointment. I have my doctor behind me, and then I have my other phone ringing trying to get me to come across the street. So there, and I already feel like I have to go to the hospital because I have a mom that just delivered. I need to go meet with her and make sure she's okay and tell her about the Children's Division report. And then I have my coworker's phone is ringing. So today was like one of those days where everything is like moving and in motion, and everybody needs a social worker, everybody needs social worker assistance or support, and not just my clients, but my patients, but my staff as well, to ask me about certain questions or certain treatments or things like that. And so today was one of those days where I was just kind of like, at one point, but we made it. Like I said, I kind of thrive on that, and I thrive on being successful in that type of environment. And so it was really easy at one point to just like take a deep breath and let it out and just be like, focus your mind, write down everything that you need to do. Writing down everything is key. Having a to-do list, making sure that you're keeping track of everything that you need to follow up with, write notes on, have a calendar open, have a notes section open on your computer where you can type or write down all of the tasks that you need to complete, all of the people that you talk to. I had patients call about Children's Division, like they're delivered at another hospital, like why does Children's Division have access to my urine drug screen? But yeah, that's just kind of like how today went. I made it out. I ended up leaving about 2:30 because like I said, our medical staff was having a training that I didn't necessarily have to be there, and then I'm also covering, so it's not like my work day. So I just will follow up with whoever tomorrow, and yeah. I hope that you guys enjoy these videos. I really do try my best to show you guys more insight, more clarity, more description about what an OB social worker does. Labor and delivery, working in the NICU, working on postpartum floor, the antepartum, working in a clinic setting. Like I was literally everywhere today. I was in the clinic working with substance use disorder and my prenatal patients, and then working with the other clinic that just deals with like more like low risk pregnancies, high risk pregnancies that don't have like substance use, but some of them do, but they aren't in our clinic. So I had that issue and that patient to help assist and talk with, and I was probably in that room for about 40 minutes, 40-50 minutes with her. And then I had to go to the hospital, then back over to the clinic. So I work in 3 different locations. And so when I tell you guys that I'm a medical social worker, that just means that I'm encompassing everything, because I'm not just a labor and delivery social worker. I'm also a social worker that works in a clinic setting, and I have a very unique and very cool job. It's just sometimes it's hard. Some days where I have a WIC worker calling me and saying, hey, I'm not clear on if this baby's discharged. I'm like, what about something in bold, underline, and in cap says baby is cleared to go home with mother? Doesn't you, like, don't you understand? So it's like things like that that get me agitated, because I've made it clear in the notes, I've made it clear to staff, but because one person might have, like, they get our patients confused as well. And so I don't know why she didn't. I don't know. You can't account for everybody. Everybody doesn't read notes. Everybody doesn't chart check. So that is probably one of my biggest pet peeves, is when I get a call about a patient and it's clearly in the note, like, you're wasting my time. My time is precious. But yeah, the sun's going down. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these videos. I try my best, like I said, to give you a different perspective, give you a different outlook. If you like this type of recap, my day recap, then I can do these as well, including the like more traditional videos that I've been doing with my workday. So I can do a little combination of both. I can incorporate them a lot more if that's what you guys like for me to explain, kind of like this, like a one-on-one sit down situation where I sit with you guys and I can have an overview, or I can have the clip playing right here, kind of like going down and explaining what I did. So yeah, I hope that you guys are doing well. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for all the support and love that you guys have shown in these videos. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And bye. Until next time.